Hey Flosstube, I am Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin', a channel about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 32, I believe. I'm so bad about the numbers. Happy Election Day if you are in the United States. It is Election Day here and we will be going to vote this afternoon after my husband gets off work. So hopefully you can go do that as well if you are here in the United States. Let's see, so it's been a few weeks since my last video, but I did film a Christmas whip parade, so I hope that you enjoyed that. I do appreciate all of the comments, all the interaction. I love hearing what you're working on and what you're interested in. It's just a great community to be a part of, so I appreciate that. Since my last videos, let's see, we've had Halloween. So for Halloween, we had a lot of activities. My son had a trunk or treat at his school that I participated in, and our theme for Halloween this year for a family was a Cat in the Hat, and my kids wanted to be thing 1 and thing 2. My husband was the Cat in the Hat, and then I had a shirt that said Mother of All Things. And then for the baby bump had a thing do sticker or iron on that I did for the shirt, which was a big hit wherever we went. So that was a lot of fun. So I got dressed up and decorated the trunk of the car for the trunk or treat, handed out candy, and he was excited to see me there. So that was fun. And then we also did a Boo at the Zoo event for the kids. And so we got dressed up and walked around the zoo, and there was a scavenger hunt and they got to get candy and see the animals. So that was a good time. And then we did go trick-or-treating with my family at my mom's neighborhood. And my sister and her family dressed up as a League of Their Own. And this is the first year she's gotten her family to all do a themed Halloween. And she's got, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, 11, 9, or 7, almost 8, and 3-year-old. So getting all of them to agree to that was quite a feat, and they looked fantastic. We have done, because our kids are younger, as long as they'll let us, we like to do a theme for us. So we've done Star Wars and Marvel. I think we've done Marvel a couple times and Star Wars at least once. And I can't remember. Anyway, so we do a theme for our family because it's just fun. And as long as they're little and they'll let us do that, we are gonna, just keep on doing that. My husband was off work last week, so he was so gracious to take over chauffeur responsibilities and take the kids to and from school for me. So that gave me some mornings and afternoon times to really focus on finishing and do some ornament finishing, which I will share with you in a couple weeks. So that was really busy last week, and then now we're just back in the swing of things, starting to pull out Christmas decorations, because it's going to take some time to get that done and full-on Christmas stitching whenever I'm able to, because work has picked up a little bit, so I've been a little bit busier. But other than that, that is just a quick life update for us. I did want to go ahead and jump in. I do have a little bit less time today because I had to work, had some meetings that I had to go to, and so I've got like 30 minutes to film. So this will be a shorter video, I think, and there's also just not as much to go on, I think, today, so we'll see. Anyway, let's jump into my fully finished objects. So I've got a few fully finished, some finishes, about 4 or 5 whips, and then the giveaways and some haul, and I do have a rescued cross stitch piece that I want to share with you as well. So for the first fully finished object, and I do have notes today, so if I look down, I'm just trying to keep my scattered brain in check and make sure that I remember everything. The first one, I shared this as a finish last time, I think, and this is the 9 patch for November by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And so all I did for this one was, it's in the same wooden box that I'm switching them all out in, and I had some pine cone, no, what are those? Acorns, goodness. Acorn fabric that I did that was brown that I put behind it to go with the acorns, and I think it's pretty cute. So that's the first one. This is stitched on 25 count. I think this is Vintage Country Mocha, or it's some that I dyed, coffee tea dyed. I'm not sure, but it's something like that. And then I think I used the called for colors with this. So quick, easy stitch. These stitch up within a day or two, and they've been a lot of fun to do as well. My next one I did share on Instagram, and this is my Autumn Harvest by Manny D. Donna. And so here's the full piece. And this is a piece that I found at a antique store, I believe, in Branson, Missouri a couple years ago. And I knew I wanted to use it for a finishing piece. And I actually kind of went and searched out these pieces because I thought they'd be perfect on here. And so it is stitched on 25 count oatmeal Lugana, and just backed with some fall fabric that I had. And there's the finish. I have not started the winter piece yet. That's probably going to be a December project because I've got some Christmas things that I want to finish up before December. So then I'll probably get into the winter stuff in December. So we're just not there yet. Christmas pieces have just taken over my life right now. All right, and then I was still working on this one last time, but this is my November Cottage of the Month by, or Sampler of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. This piece keeps hanging. I tried to glue him down, but I pulled it because I just did a little bit of glue and he keeps falling around. Anyways, that's a leaf. That's what that is. That's flying around like the leaves do. Okay, let's see. So this is a box that I found from a yard sale, I think, or like a secondhand store that I've been putting all of my pieces in. This has been a project for the last 2 years. So they started this series in 2021 and I got through maybe half, maybe a little over half in 2021. And then I've been finishing the rest of them this year. And I'm down to December, which is in my whips. So it will be done this year, which I'm super excited to have this series done. I changed the house. So I did use, let me pull out the color so I can be specific because I can't remember what it is called. It's Weeks Dye Works Cypress for the house. And then for the door and these leaves up here, I changed those to Weeks Dye Works Sweet Potato because that's one of my favorite fall colors. It's just a very rich and variegated color to use. And I think those are the only changes. So the door I did change to that same color, and then the leaves. And I think everything else is called for on here. I didn't make any specialty changes or anything like that. So there are a lot of French knots in here, and so I used colonial knots. And if you're not familiar with those, Little Stitch Girl has a fantastic tutorial on how to do colonial knots. For me, they just stay better. And I have used beads in the past, and I do like beads as well, but my French knots, I've never been able to master them very well. And so I like the colonial knots better. And then I've got a bow and a little leaf, and that leaf is just like it's from the paper craft section at Hobby Lobby, I believe. And then another leaf that is a leaf button. And I think this was a pack from Hobby Lobby too that I just stuck on there. So that is that finish. All right, so those are the 3 fully finished objects, minus a whole lot of ornaments that I've been doing. And so, like I said, those will be shared soon enough. But those are the fall finishes that I've got for now. So as far as other finished objects, let's see, I've got my December 9 patch by Primrose Cottage Stitches, another very quick one. So this series for now is complete for me. I did not do the October one. I'm thinking I might do it next year, but I just didn't want to do it this year. Goodness, let's put it on the board. That might be better. There we go. And did I make any color changes? If I did, I would have written them down. So I used Perfect Pie Crust for the face, and I think that's the only change that I made, was using Classic Colorworks Perfect Pie Crust, and then it is stitched on 25 count oatmeal Lugana. So I really like the 25 count for these. It makes them just a little bit bigger because they are very, very small. So that one will be fully finished by the next time I see you, so I can get it up and ready to go. All right, I had mentioned I wanted to start this ornament. This is one of the few ornaments I have not fully finished, so I do need to get it finished. And this is Heart in Hand, Holiday Home. And here is my finish on it. And let's see, I believe I used Ribbon Red instead of Licorice Red, but I think the Jolly Holly and spinach I used, I think everything else I used that was called for on this one. But I did use Ribbon Red for Classic Colorworks. So super cute, super tiny. This is on a scrap piece of, I want to say it's 32 count because it's smaller. And it looks like it is, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't know, if you know what I mean. I could pull out another project that has the same fabric. I just can't think of what that fabric is called. Oh, it's gonna drive me insane when I can't remember. So that's that one. I still want to stitch this one too, and it wouldn't take very long either. I've got a fabric and everything kitted up for it, so I just need to do it. I just need to do it. So we'll see if that one gets done or not. Okay, so for my final finish, I have my last snow globe that I've been working on. So the other ones have been finished, and I'll share those with you soon. And if you watched my last videos, you saw those ones unfinished, unfully finished, but they were finished. So I was able to go ahead and get these next 3 done. And they are actually from, I did print a picture off this time, from the Snow Globe Mantle by Bent Creek. So this is the full piece. I have fully finished this one before. And so I just did this snow globe, and I did make a couple changes to it. And this is kind of also the inspiration for the other ones, because the white around the snow globe, I changed the other ones to white around their snow globes when they was called for like a light blue. And then I changed the base of them to that brown to where they all matched. I just wanted everything to match. And I can't wait for you to see they fully finished on those. But these are the 3 that I did. So I changed that house and the door. So the door called for like a blue. The chimney was still that red. Let me pull the colors out that I used. So I used Classic Colorworks Tartan Plaid for the blue. And for the red, I used Licorice Red. And then I kind of just pulled a lot of my own colors to make this work. So I've got Steamed Broccoli was the house. The brown was 938. And the white was 386, or the white was B5200. And this is stitched on 28 count. I want to say it's wheat. Yep. Wheat Lugana by Zweigart. So these ones are not going to be stitched in these, the snow globe ornaments that I did the other ones. They are going to be finished on some sort of wood piece that fits with the display that I'm doing for them. But I've got to figure out the right size to make it fit. So I haven't figured all of that out yet. So that's one reason why these ones are not fully finished. Also, I just got them finished yesterday, I think. So I finished up the snowflakes that I did on them yesterday. So they will be going to the finishing room very, very soon to get them done. But those are all 3 of the ornaments, or the snow globes, that I have completed. So I did 3 sets of them because 2 of them are gifts, and then 1 of them is for me. So I can't wait to share that with you very, very soon, I promise. All right, those are the finishes. So now on to my whips. And there's like 5, I think, here. So I'm going to start with my December sampler of the month. And that is what it looks like. I did darken my colors on this one. So all of these have been stitched on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. And of course I have my needle within a stitch. So let's just finish that stitch so I can get the needle out of the way. All right, so here is where I am at. So last time I shared this was in my Christmas Whip Parade, I think. And I think I had December written up here, but that's all. So I have been working on this section. I'm still working on the house door. I think that's probably going to be like a really tealy, I think is what I'm gonna do. But I don't think I have any really tealy in this bag. So it had not gotten done yet. But I did darken my colors. So I am using Classic Colorworks Ribbon Red for the red. And then the lighter red, like the pinkish color, is Classic Colorworks Ladybug. And it calls for, let's see what it calls for. Cherry Tomato is one of them by Classic Colorworks, and Pink Posy is the other one. So I just wanted it to be a little bit darker. But it still has that red variegated house look. So I've got just, 3 more sections to go, and this one will be done. So this will be a focus piece for the rest of the month so that I can get it finished up. And then get that series completely done, which is very exciting. Another series complete. All right. Next up, let's do this one. This is my countdown to Christmas that I shared in my last couple of videos, and it is by Country Cottage Needleworks. And naturally, wouldn't you know, I forgot to look up what fabric I'm using. It's silvery something. I think it's by Zweigart. I can't remember though. I will look that up before the next one and try to remember because it's on my phone. I've got it written down on my phone and I'm filming on my phone. So this is where I am at now. So as of my Christmas whip parade, I was still working on these boxes and I got them done. Oh, it's a miracle. It took me a good 3 or 4 nights to get all those boxes done because there's so many of them. Oh, I got a piece of fuzz there. I was like, what is that? And then I was able to get the red border done and I'm working on the snow up here that goes under the houses. So once that snow is done, I can actually start working on those houses and I cannot wait to start working on them. So again, this is another focus piece for the rest of the month to try to get it done and the idea is to be able to do kind of like an advent of the piece to where every day in December, I am stitching one of those boxes to get it finished by December or on December 25th. And each box is like 17 by 17, I think is what I calculated. So that'll only take 20 or 30 minutes to finish each day. And I think it'll just be a fun thing to do. And that was inspired by Instagram. And I think there was actually like a stitch along I noticed when I was looking through the hashtag for the Countdown to Christmas. And I think there was a stitch along that did the same thing maybe last year or 2 years ago. So it's a great idea. All right, the next one I do need my tablet for. The picture's on here. This is my Living on the Rainbow piece. Let's see if I've got it open. Surely I do. All right, bear with me here. I believe it's this one. Santa's House by Living on the Rainbow. There we go. All right, so here is the piece. Oops, sorry for the glare. Living on the Rainbow, she is on Etsy and she's got a good number of these that are so cute to make like a little village. I am doing this on 36 count ivory. I do know the fabric, that's a miracle. And this is where we are at so far. So I have started making my way over to work on the Santa's door and the windows and Mrs. Claus. Maybe Santa Claus is over there, maybe Mrs. Claus, I can't remember. So we're making some progress. It's slow progress. It's 36 count. I am not used to 36 count, but it's a really fun stitch and I'm hopeful I can get some more work on done. I don't know if it's going to get done this year, but I just want to keep working on it and making progress. And then I'll be happy if I'm able to do that. Okay, so there's that whip. I'm running out of space on this table that I'm working on. Okay, so I am doing the Primrose Cottage Stitches Christmas Rules Stitch Along, and I'm doing this with Cornhusker State Stitchers. So here's the piece. And I'm stitching mine on 28 count Crystal Dwarf by Picture This Plus. Why can I not remember that? And then we are on week 2, so week 3 starts Saturday. So I did get week 2 completed, and you can see the glitter. So this is my first time working on glitter, and so that's been a little bit of adjustment, but still fun, and I love how it's looking so far. And each one of these boxes really finishes in a night. So Saturday technically starts the new week for the SAL. So I've been using Saturdays, which I have a decent amount of stitching time on Saturdays while we're watching football in the evenings after the kids have gone to bed. And so I've been using Saturdays to work on this one, and I've pretty much been able to get it done within that Saturday, if not the next morning, get that section done. So it's been just taking a day to finish each section, and it's fantastic. I did see someone who changed some of the colors, which I really liked. So they changed this light green here to red. So red strips. I thought that was really cute. And so therefore they changed, I think, this present down here, they changed it to a different color as well. And I can't remember. But if you follow the hashtag, it's hashtag Christmas Rules SAL. Then you can see all the different ways that people are stitching it, the colors of fabric, the changes. Someone changed this to Christmas Fun instead of rules because fun is the word in their house, and I liked that. I thought that was cute. So super fun stitch along to be doing with them. And it's quick too. So the next section for this coming week is going to be drink hot chocolate. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to all of them because they're all very, very cute. And I know like Lindsay has stitched individual pieces for these and made them into pillows, so you can do that too. Just lots of great ideas. And my final whip, this is a Christmas present, so I gotta get moving on it because I've got to mail it to someone as well. It was kind of a last minute idea that I decided I wanted to do. But I got some extra stitching time last night, so I was working on it last night. This is Hometown Holiday Pops Filling Station. And I'll share more about the gift and all of that when I get it finished, probably by my next video. I'm gonna ask my dad if he has any finishing ideas for me. This is stitched on 32 count Heritage. If I picture this plus, and my fabric is all a mess, so just ignore that fact. But this is where I am at so far. So I did a lot of fill-in, and because I am going to personalize it, I'm gonna put someone's name up here. I had to extend the green, so it's not just gonna say filling station, it's going to have a person's name there. And so I had to extend it almost to the end of the roof line. I think there's one stitch that the roof line is longer than, and that's it. But this is stitching up pretty quickly, which is good, minus the fill-in, but I can do that, or I was able to do that while my daughter was in ballet, and I think I was sitting in the car waiting up for pickup for my son, so I just did the fill-in, so that made it easier. So there's not a whole lot, there's a lot of white in there that's gonna have to be done. And for the white, so I'm using mostly called for colors, but for the white, I decided, number one, it's 32 count, and number two, it's white, which is not my favorite to stitch. And there's a lot of it. So I decided I was going to use the, what is this called? Sulkies, the Sulkies thread. That is, I think it's parchment, and I think it's gonna show up pretty good. I think this is the only white that I might have. If I have another one, I might try to look for something brighter, but otherwise I think this will be fine. So I'm gonna use this because it's one strand equals 2 strands, essentially. So I think maybe my white stitches might show up better, especially on 32 count. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it a try, and I hope I like it. Because white is not my favorite that I've learned with stitching on the 32 count for Countdown to Christmas. And there's a ton of white in that one. And you gotta love my, my project bag. My current project bag is a plastic bag. I do have another bag I probably could put it in, but I just have not switched it out. Okay, those are all of my whips. Woohoo! So we got through those. Let's see. Look at my list. All right, so I did get some gifts and some haul that I'm gonna go through, and then I will do the giveaways and just talk about a couple plans. Okay, let's do that real quick. So for my haul, I didn't get a lot of haul, but I did get a few things. I think this was a fat quarter shop order that I got. So they had a sale on some Christmas pieces. So I did Christmas in the Kitchen Cocoa. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts. I wanted to get Mrs. Claus, but they were sold out by the time that I pushed the buy button. So there's the group of them. And I think you can get these. They might be PDFs as well. I'm not sure. On Etsy, maybe. I think I've seen them there. So those are the other 4 in the series. And then Teresa Kogut, which I've never stitched a Teresa Kogut piece. I still need to watch the trunk show and discussion on Fat Quarter Shop, but I do want to watch that. So this was a piece that I saw. Oh, what a sight. And I thought it was really cute. I love Santa, anything with Santa and his sleigh flying. I love it. And then We Santa 2020 by Heart and Hand. I did not have that one. I love all of her We Santas. There's another one on the back you can see. They're cute. And I did get some of the 2.5 inch, what are these called? Fabric pack? I don't know. I don't quilt. I don't know. So they're just these small charm packs. That's what they are. Charm packs. And mini charm packs that I want to make some project bags out of. So I want to do there's some tutorials out there for making like the quilted look, but it's a lot easier than actually having to quilt. So we'll see. I'm gonna bring my mom in on that one. It's probably not happening anytime soon, but I did go ahead and just get 2 charm backs, so when I'm ready, I've got them. And then if I like that way, I might do more of those. You never know. Before I show the rescued cross stitch, I'm gonna show some gifts that I got. So my friend Beth sent me some charts that will some of them will be giveaways. and some of them I'm going to hang on to. And so there is Joy to the World by Housewives. Thank you so much, Beth, by the way. Your generosity is amazing. I just appreciate it so much. I did not have this one in my stash, so I was very excited. And gingerbread cookies I also did not have. Again, I see a lot of people stitching this one right now. And Joy to the World. I saw someone do Joy to the World a little bit smaller, and it was really cute. Starlit Snowflake by It's So Emma. Just My Type by It's So Emma. And Hello Summer by It's So Emma as well. Or Such Quarterly. So yeah, It's So Emma. So those were there. And let's see. Home Sweet Home, which, did Priscilla finish this one, I think? She finished it for them, fully finished it. And Quilty Love. And then Granita. So look for some of these for future giveaways as well down the road. Okay, put those back in there. And then I got a sweet gift from Lisa, and she is on Instagram. Lisa, I know your tag, Little Annie Z. Goodness, I could not remember. And her and on Flosstube, Little Annie Z and Mama Z. And so she sent just a very sweet bag of stitching notions, and I'm just very thankful for her sewing and for her sharing with me. So thank you so much, Lisa. These are so cute. There's a magnet in here. As you can see, this is sticking with a little key fob. It's a little magnet down there. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. I love the strawberries. I love it. Thank you. And when there are handmade gifts, you know, you just know so much work goes into it and the thoughtfulness, and it's just amazing. So thank you so much. Okay, so we went to a estate sale, and I like to look at estate sales. There's a website that I can go to see all the estate sales. They'll post pictures, give descriptions, that kind of thing. So I was scrolling through and I found a picture, and they definitely had some bins of DMC, but I missed those because we went the second day. But I did see a piece that looked like it could be a cross stitch piece. So I've got an eye for this, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I want to go see if that piece is still there. We may not find anything, but at least let's try. So we get there, there's tons of cars lined up, and we had to walk a little ways, and it was rainy, and my kids were great troopers. And so we go in, and my husband immediately just goes down to the basement because that was the easiest way to get there. He looks to the right, he turns around and hands me the cross stitch piece. He's like, I found the cross stitch for you. And it was so sweet. So I've trained him well. And so I'm going to share this piece that I found. There, I did get a couple leaflets that are older there as well for like 50 cents. I think it was half price day that we were there, since it was the second day. But this was the piece that was in the picture, and it was like sitting kind of sideways, but I could tell from the design that it might be a stitched piece. Now I don't know anything about it except for it is the Lord's Prayer, and it's stitched on Ada, and there is some Kreinik in here as well, and it just came like this. So it's on the mat board. I think it might be like, it's just sandwiched in there. I don't know. They didn't lace it. They didn't do anything like that. And then it's got the mat, and it wasn't in a frame, so I am going to need to frame it. I do have a Lord's Prayer piece that I stitched many years ago as a teenager that hangs on my wall, and I'll probably put this one with it once I get it framed. But this is the stitching, and it's in really fantastic condition. There's some Kreinik in there, so some gold Kreinik. And it was stitched in 1991. So I just love rescuing pieces that are just left behind, and this one felt very abandoned. It broke my heart because it was $3 and then half price for this whole thing. And you know how much work goes into it. You know the price of the pattern, the floss, and then the time that it takes to stitch this for it to go for $3, and then it was 50% off. So I had to rescue it and bring it into my house. My son wanted to carry it through the house, and I was like, I need to just be careful, because it's actually, shockingly enough, for being out and having been in a garage or in a basement, it's in pretty good condition. So I do need to get this covered though. So it's sitting on a shelf in my craft room right now until I can get to the framer. But if I can find a stitch piece to rescue, I will rescue it and bring it into my house and give it a home. All right, so that is the end of all my regular stuff. So I'm gonna go into giveaways. I do have those here. So last time we had 5 giveaways, and I did use the random comment generator to pick those. So the first one was for a piece of antique green 28 count linen. It is 27.5 by 15 inches from my own stash, and this goes to Christy with a K Flanagan. So Christy Flanagan. And let me say, if you have one, if you could email me at the email address below with your address, let me know what you want. I will get this into the mail to you as soon as I can. Within a week is when I'm able to get that done. All right, so Christy Flanagan. The second one was The Jingles by Lizzie Kate, and this one is Mary, and this goes to Rebecca Boardman. Rebecca Boardman. And this is your YouTube name as well. The third one was Claus Christmas, and this goes to Colleen York. So congratulations. I want to stitch that one. And the fourth one was Christmas Medley, and this goes to Julie McLean. I also want to stitch this one. I don't think it'd be that bad. I think it would be very much like the one that I'm doing now. It probably would actually go faster. The stitch along with the Cornhusker State Stitchers. And the final one is the Just Cross Stitch Ornament Magazine 2009. Yeah. This goes to Kimberly Bowman. Congratulations, Kimberly. And so if you'll just email me, I will get these in the mail. And I did have some giveaways for today. So if you are interested in a giveaway, please leave a comment below answering the question that I'm going to ask. And I do have a question for today, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that, for actually thinking ahead. And list out the numbers of the items that you're interested. There are 4 here. So list 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1 through 4, but the actual number that you're interested in. And I will use the random comment picker before my next video, which will probably be the beginning of December timeframe for my next normal video. And then please be a subscriber, like the video, and be above 18 years old, because I need to ask for your address, and I think those are all the things. Yeah, I think that's all of it. Okay, don't use the word giveaway, winner, anything like that in your comment as well. All right, so the first one is these are going to be all Christmas related. And these are from my personal stash when I found some duplicates or other things in there. So this one is by a Needle and Fred, and it's called 3 Stockings. Very pretty stockings. And I don't know much about a Needle and Fred. I don't know. So this one is Stony Creek Elves in a Pocket. They're cute. So this is number 2. The other one was number 1. And then I have All Dolled Up by Little House Needleworks, and this is called Snowy Pines. This was a duplicate that I found when I was looking through some pieces. Very cute though. And then if you watch my whip parade, I tried to show this one twice and then realized that I had a duplicate. So here you go. This is Reindeer Games by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is going to be number 4. So I'm going to go through those again. All right, so we've got number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. All right, so the question you're going to answer is, have you started thinking about your stitchy plans for 2023? Or do you make plans, or do you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants? And that's okay too, because I am starting to think through what I want to do for 2023, and I'll probably share that in the next video as I'm thinking through having reasonable plans and goals with a new baby, and just kind of thinking through what is going to work for me and our family and time and things like that. So I'm starting to think through those things. You know, we're less than 2 months till the new year. So if you have started to think about that, give me some ideas for what you're going to be doing, and just let me know if you've thought about that. If you don't, that's okay too. Feel free to let me know that you don't think about, you know, your plans. You don't really have plans. You kind of just stitch, and that is okay too. And then list the numbers that you're interested in for the giveaways. So our upcoming plans, as far as just life in general and cross stitch. Number 1, thank you for those of you who mentioned to me that Dixie Darlin was closing. Right after I finished my last video, I got onto social media and saw the post that Dixie Darlin was closing, and just broke my heart. I haven't been there in a while. It's been a while since I've been there, but I love getting up there when I'm able to. And we had hoped to make a trip this month, but our month just kind of got I mean, it's just started, I know, but it's getting away from us. And weekends are only the time that we can go. Saturdays, we're finishing up soccer right now. Our last game is this weekend. And then we've got getting ready for Thanksgiving, family birthdays, just a lot going on. So I don't think we're going to be able to make it up there. But I've lived kind of vicariously through Small Town Needleworks was able to get up there. Courtney Alma got up there and was able to do some shopping. So it's been fun to see other people who have been able to get up there and support them closing. And it sounds like they're probably not going to make it to the end of the month with the inventory, with how fast things are going, which is really good for them. I'm happy for their retirement, but definitely sad to see a store closing. But the timing of me saying that I wanted to get to Dixie Darlin soon and finding out that they were closing was just very ironic, to say the least. So anyways, thank you so much for the comments there. We are getting ready to host Thanksgiving here for my family. My sister and her family won't be there this year. They are traveling to visit other family, but we will still have my parents and my brother and my sister-in-law as well. So we are trying to get the house in order. We recently did some moving around in the house, so I've got a craft room, which is actually going to double as a guest bedroom. So because I've been doing so much finishing in there, I've got to get it cleaned and organized. So that's one thing I've got to do, to where I can put a bed in there, because there's not a bed right now. So we are working on house projects. And then, let's see, I want to finish up these Christmas whips for the next month, and then we'll move on to winter. So the whips I just showed you, a lot of those are going to be the focus pieces that I'll be working on to try to get done. And Christmas decorating, I've started. Have you started Christmas decorating? I know that some people do, some people don't. We decided to go ahead and get started because it's going to take us a while, and we've got really great weather. Today it's in the 70s. And so if we can get some stuff done outside before it gets cold, that would be great. And the kids are just excited to get the Christmas decorations out. So we're starting to work on the village. Tonight we have a Christmas village. So we're going to pull those out because that's quite a process. Last night we packed our Operation Christmas shoebox pieces with Samaritan's Purse. So we were able to do that with the kids. They had a great time. We went shopping a few nights ago, and then we packed up our boxes. And so that is one thing that we love to participate in each year, and just instill in our kids this idea of giving back to those who are not as fortunate. So the 3-year-old, we did have to kind of try to help her understand it a little bit better. My son understands it pretty well. He's done it for several years, and she's done it, but she's getting to the age where she now has questions, and when she goes shopping, oh, can I have this? Can I have that? No, this is for other kids. And so we're trying to help them understand that and to have a giving heart as well, especially during this season. So just getting all of that stuff going. We're in full holiday mode here. We've got lots of things coming up, especially in December. Just looking forward to everything. So I hope if you're in the United States and celebrating Thanksgiving, since I won't see you before then, that you have a great Thanksgiving. Like I said, my next video will probably be in about a month, the beginning of December, but I do have a special edition coming in between there that I'm going to film. I don't have an exact date yet, but it will be coming soon, and I'm very excited about that one. It's been like a year in the making, essentially. So I'm excited to share that with you. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. We made it at 38 minutes. I've got 10 minutes before I've got to leave for pickup, so I'm going to grab some quick lunch. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!